So I never thought I'd be saying this, but Flame Dash Ignite is actually able to clear all the Ubers in the game. But that's not what this build is actually for. This build is meant to do one thing, and that's map. So it basically uses 4 items to get some really insane clear, probably faster than that of the old Fireburst builds. Bronze List scales the level of Flame Dash to almost level 30 right away, giving you really high base damage. Divergent Flame Dash gives you 2% more burning damage per quality, and this applies not only to the burning ground effect of Flame Dash, but also to the ignite portion of Flame Dash as well. Ashes of the Stars gives you 30% increased gem quality, giving you 60% more burning damage because of the alternate quality of Flame Dash that we're using. And finally, Barracks Respite lets you clear screens away. This is probably the smoothest build I've played this league just because it's an Ignite build and it uses your movement skill to clear. Now I've seen previous iterations of this in several leagues, but the core problem is that I think they both struggle defensively and they use staves. And staves are just really not good. You want to be able to shield charge, especially when you're playing softcore trade. Unless you have like 300% move speed, I just don't see the reason to do that. But even more, I think this core setup probably has more damage and definitely has better defense than any Flame Dash Ignite setup that I've seen so far. And it's really, really cheap to get set up if you get Ashes. Now, the only expensive item in this build that is actually core, in my opinion, is Ashes. If you're not using Ashes, you'll give up something like 40% of your damage, which is quite a bit to be giving up on your Amulet slot. Nothing else in this build is mandatory. None of the Awakened Gems, not even the Enhanced, not even Polark Devastation. But I would really, really recommend using Immortal Flesh. You see, when I was playing this build, I noticed that the main problem with it wasn't necessarily mitigation, but the lack of recovery. And I was using Pyroshock Clasp originally to give me better physical mitigation, but once I put in Immortal Flesh, which gives you something like 400 some odd regen, I just felt like the build was so much more well-rounded. It's not a super complex POV, but that core interaction of items makes this really, really powerful, especially the addition of Bronze Lith into the game. If you're having trouble figuring out the POV, there's probably not much I can do for you because it's fairly straightforward. But if you're the kind of player who really prioritizes smooth map clear, using a single button, in fact your movement skill, to clear entire packs of mobs, even screens away, especially when it's really dense, this is the build for you.